Good day. So, emotional explosion, what do I mean? Well, I mean, someone is just losing it, or is having a meltdown, or a breakdown, or rah, 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 rah. I'm sure we have all experienced that. I have been on absolutely both sides, been the one having an emotional explosion, could be like anger, yelling, and I've absolutely also been at the receiving end at someone in emotional explosion. The elder I get, the wiser, hopefully, the more tools I get to actually control that thing, which was so uncontrollable when I was younger. And when I was much younger, I used to control my rage with triathlon training. And if I was still angry after 2 hours on the bike, I would just run an hour after that. And that was it worked back in the late 80s, early 90s, and I ended up winning national championships as a triathlete. And my fuel was absolutely what would now be considered a very sensitive nervous system. I'm exploring different things at the moment. One is Christianity, and another thing is autism, ADHD. So that's sort of the podcasts that I'm listening to. And there will be a bridge on those two because it is really uncomfortable. And there was a podcast this week, ADHD Chatter with Alex. He interviewed, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of this genius. However, they talked about RSD, rejection sensitivity dysphoria, and it just described things that was completely awesome. And this expert did say emotional explosions. We can handle many things if we just think about our kids or we were kids, but most people don't know how to handle, or they don't want to handle that emotional explosion, basically because maybe you feel like, threatened by that severe rage. And completely understand and relate to both sides. So looking at it from when I have noticed people just being completely out of it, turning their too much anger towards me, yeah, I'll say, I'm out, bang, leave. And people have done the same towards me. It's like, I don't even understand what happened here. Our relationship is over. And then I started putting two and two together to add up more than four, right? When you are the one in that emotional explosion or breakdown or burn out of whatever you want to call it. If it's children now, we call it meltdown and calm them down. The thing is, if this can help you, the human inside those emotional explosions, meltdowns, rage going all over, they might not actually recall it. They might actually not know what happened. So that's why they don't come and say, oh, I'm sorry. And putting those things together, I just remember the story from, I don't know where it is, in the Bible, talking about Jesus, where when he was on the cross, being crucified, that he says something about forgive them because they don't know what they are doing. And I think if Jesus can do that, maybe you and I can also start forgiving each other because we do really not know what we're doing. And people are under so severe pressure, emotionally outbursts will happen. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying shit happens, shit hits the fan. And if you are aware of your emotional shutdowns or bursts or explosions, it is a really good idea to say you're sorry. So I remember when I was early in my parenthood, another mother asked me, how do you not yell at your child? And I was like, because that's a conscious decision I've made. I have no respect for parents who yell at their babies or small children. because it's just brutal, right? When I have become upset, if I have yelled, I will apologize. So if you sit and listen and I freaking yelled at you for what, 40 years or 55, or no, I'm not 55, but it could be 50 years ago, I am truly sorry. And if you're intelligent, maybe you could also work on forgiving, saying, oh, she might not have known what was happening inside of her and her nervous system. Exactly. So that's just what's been on my mind the last couple of days. This morning, I'm just going to talk a bit about my essential oil products that I happily sell. This morning, that's the cat. I'm a wonderful cat, right? She woke me up, wanted to play, have a bit of a long claw. So there are many different. This one, it didn't actually bleed. It was just a little tiny scratch. So usually when the cat is involved, I will do tea tree if it's bleeding, just to clean it out. And this one that's called helichrysum, that is my go-to when it's a little bit, when it's more serious than this. Call it the liquid band-aid. Just, it's in fractional coconut oil. Just put it on, and it would actually assist the skin imperfections to come back. This is one of my absolute favorite creams. I'm a cyclist, and many of us, we know that when you have been sitting on your bike for long hours, certain areas of your body are more itchy than others. And this is my formerly secret, because now I'm showing you it's not a secret anymore. It's because it's a little gel that you'll just, and then put where you sit on the saddle, or wherever the situations are happening. And here you can see what's in it. It's all the skin oils. So frankincense, helichrysum, that was the one I just showed you. Sand, what does it say? Cedarwood, tea tree, and lavender. So I'm gonna make a link with my favorite things for skin imperfection and little cuts and bruises that this might be able to assist you. It's called a skin ornament here. Yeah. So for essential oil works on more than just the physical level. Also work on the broken heart, or if you realize you might have been yelling at the people you love and people you love have been yelling at you. Let's upgrade, let's get better, and let's just realize, wow, they did not actually know what was happening, because they were so overstressed in their nervous system that it was just a reaction. So we can also talk about emotional regulation. I have a whole ADHD book I wrote about it. Focus on ADHD and emotional regulation. I have different tools. One of them is essential oils. Another one is tapping. Talk about mindfulness, exercise, eating a good diet, and prayer. Those are my 5 go-to tools that I'm listing in the book. I forgot to put a buy now button on my webpage. Hallelujah for being over it. But I think it's not smart to actually not being able to buy it. So I put it on sale on the Shopify. If you want to read it, very simple. It's just my best tools based on 22 years of experience within the sort of healing, coaching world, and coming up on 52 this summer. So we do know something, and then it's, how do we actually integrate this into our lives? How do we support our loved ones? And in a sustainable, healthy, loving way, I would say. Yeah, friends, that's all for today. I have stuff to do, so I committed to go live, and I will share these because that's what I do for a living, how I support myself. Feel free to contact me. I have a plan for February. Different areas might change because you never know what's happening, except good stuff. all for now. Thank you very much.